Do you have a story to share with the world? Of course you do. We all have stories to share. An Anchor podcast allows you to share your interests in a way that connects to others all across the globe. If you have been considering starting your own podcast and don't know where to begin, Anchor makes it easy to record, edit, and publish with the click of a button. You can even add music. Whether it's crime dramas, self improvement, paranormal adventures, or tips about parenting, you too can share your unique imprint on the world. Download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started today. You've got this. I believe in you. Welcome to the Existential Empath Podcast. My name is Tanya, and I am an intuitive empath. My intention is to share valuable tools and techniques that I have learned so you can tap into your own inner healer naturally and intuitively. Welcome back, everyone. I hope you're having a beautiful day or evening wherever you may be in the world. I just got finished with doing a walking meditation. It's something that I do not every day, but I do it quite often. And I was getting some pretty serious downloads that I need to share my fibromyalgia story today. And I am also going to follow up with a light language transmission at the end of this podcast. So, it's probably been at least 10 years since I suffered with what the doctors had told me was fibromyalgia. And I had probably struggled with it for at least 5 years before I had really gotten down to how to heal it and how to cope with it or how to move through it. And so at the time, I was working in a very high stress job. I was working in healthcare. I was working with grieving families. I was working with physicians and the nursing staff, and I was in hospitals all day long. So I was around MRIs, I was around nuclear medicine, I was around just high emotions, and I was just burnt. I was burnt. My nervous system was taking a huge hit, and I was exhausted. I was dealing with chronic pain. And there were times I remember I had to get up in the morning to go to work, and I couldn't even get out of bed. I had to crawl to the bathroom because I was in such agonizing pain. And the only way that I can explain it is, for me, it felt like a very deep burning sensation in my muscles. And I know it feels different for everyone who struggles with this or what doctors claim to diagnose as fibromyalgia. And so at the time, I didn't really know even how to handle it or how to deal with it. And so, I'd gone to the doctor and he had said, I think this is what you have, and here's some medication for it. And, you all listening to my show, you probably understand that I like to heal things naturally and intuitively. And so I've been doing this for more than 25 years now. And so when he offered me medications, I immediately said no to that because I knew there was something deeper and there was something else that I needed to put my attention on or my focus on to be able to heal. And so I did not take that as a diagnosis for me. I knew I was in excruciating pain that was rippling throughout my entire body. I knew that I had chronic fatigue. I knew that I was highly stressed in my job, and that probably wasn't helping at all. There were times too I was struggling so badly with plantar fasciitis in my feet that I couldn't even get out of bed in the morning. I was literally crawling around for the first hour of my day just to get moving. I would have to wake up about 2 or 3 hours earlier than I needed to be at work because it would take me so long in the morning just to get to a point where I could stand up or I could walk. And so I would spend 15, 20 minutes in my bed stretching, and then I would, start just trying to move on my hands and knees the best that I could because my feet were in such pain. And I remember that my feet were the first thing that I recognized that were hurting so badly. And I could not figure out why, what was going on. And so I went to the doctor and they wanted to give me a cortisone shot. And I was like, I don't want that. I'm going to try some alternatives for my plantar fasciitis. And so I started learning about how to use the ball and, roll my feet on it. And I switched the shoes that I was wearing at work. And I did a few things and it did help a little bit. I, added some arches, took out some arches. I was really just trying to figure out what the problem was. But then I noticed that the pain started to radiate up my leg, up my sciatic, up my back, all these places. Well, I had started at this time to really dive into supplements and herbal remedies. I also was going to a chiropractor. I was doing all of this natural things. I was going to salt baths. I was doing cryotherapy. I was doing a million things. And it was helping to alleviate the pain, but it wasn't taking away the pain fully. And so I just kept researching and diving deeper and deeper into what is this? What is the problem here? And so that's when I started to learn more about energy medicine, and I started to learn more about energy frequency and vibration. And that's what Nikola Tesla talks about, is if you want to understand the secrets of the universe, then learn more about energy, frequency, and vibration. And that's exactly what I started to do. And so I began to deep dive into frequencies. And in a previous podcast, I talked about the healing power of sound, and I talk about rife frequencies, RIFE. And so all of the issues, disease, dis-ease, ailments, whatever we may be struggling with is at a certain frequency, fibromyalgia included, neuropathy included. These are all at a frequency. And so what affects our frequency? Our thoughts affect our frequency, our emotions, what we put into our body. So it's all very mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual as well. It's how we are caring for ourselves. And so when I began on this healing journey, I was primarily looking for physical things to assist me with my fibromyalgia, not really looking at the emotional or the mental, reasons why I was struggling with this particular diagnosis. And so as I began, I knew I was doing everything, or at least I thought I was doing everything in my power to help myself on a physical level. That's when I started to learn more about emotions and trapped emotions, unprocessed emotions, and how they were actually affecting me as well. So, fibromyalgia is attached to the nervous system, which is attached to our fascia, which is that very thin layer over our muscle system. It's kind of like that fiber optic network within our body. And so when our nervous system is on overdrive or it's firing on all cylinders, it will absolutely affect every single thing, every cell, every muscle, every nerve in our body. And so, part of what I was trying to do was trying to alleviate my stress, which, a large portion of the issues that we have on a physical level are exacerbated by stress. But what I didn't realize is that a lot of it is also manifested in the emotional body first, right? Or even in the mental body first. So those emotions that we have that we continue to push down and unprocess and not deal with and not handle begin to act like a pressure cooker within our body. It starts to build and build and build. And then how does our physical body tell us or alert us? It shows us through pain. It shows us through rashes or issues or, all these other things that we struggle with. And so what else lowers our frequency? Our thoughts around that. So if you are having thoughts around, I am in pain every day, I am always in pain, I have fibromyalgia. If you have identified with this, which I was doing as well, what you're doing is you're actually amplifying and broadcasting that out into the universe, that that's what your identity is. And so our thoughts need to shift around it as well. And I know that is so difficult when you are in agonizing pain. You're like, oh my gosh, any thought I have is going to drive me right back to the pain. And I completely understand that. And so, when I started to dive more into this work, I was just really looking for relief. So if there's anything that you can do, any thoughts that you can create in your mind that give you relief, I would start there. So I am free from pain, even if it's temporary. I am calm. I am relaxed. Okay. Take deep breaths. Deep breathing is huge when it comes to moving through pain. I mean, there's a reason why they teach you as a woman when you're having a child, breathing techniques. It's because it helps assist through the pain. And so, when I was really deeply struggling with fibromyalgia, I was going down all these different rabbit holes. And so, when we understand that fibromyalgia is a frequency, we can move ourselves out of that frequency. And it's not just fibromyalgia, it's anything that we may be struggling with. We are vibrating at that frequency through our thoughts and through our emotions and how we share that story with the world, right? So if we can shift everything around that, this is a holistic um, concept to be able to move all of these aspects within our mind, body, and our spirit to move ourselves out of that frequency of fibromyalgia. And so, one thing that heavily helped me with healing fibromyalgia is heavy metal and parasite cleansing. And I plan on doing a specific podcast about this because I feel that 99% of the ailments and issues in the world on a physical level can be alleviated or helped through deep heavy metal and parasite cleansing. And so this has been crucial for me. My dad as well. So my dad struggled with Lyme disease. He struggled with prostate cancer. He also struggled with Epstein-Barr virus. And his healing journey has led him to Anthony Williams, the medical medium. And Anthony talks a lot about heavy metal cleansing. And so I am going to, like I said, do a podcast specifically about that. I'm gathering all the information for it, and I'm updating my website with some of the products that I have been using for that as well. But like I said, fibromyalgia isn't just a physical issue, it's physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. So when we're talking about frequency and we are moving ourselves out of that vibration that we are struggling in and pain, oftentimes it could be a core relation to a past life as well. There could be something that had happened to us in a past life. I had a client who no one could touch her feet. She really struggled with that. And she said her feet felt like they were burning all the time, which is exactly what I felt. And as I began to dive a little bit deeper in past life regression, I started to notice that I had been burned at the stake. She had been burned at the stake, so our feet were the first thing that felt the fire. And that was radiating throughout our entire body. So once we go back and clear some of that past life trauma that's deep within our cellular memories, it will actually alleviate some of that physical pain within this current lifetime. And so there's so many factors that play into this. And so you can't really point your finger at one. You will have to kind of be your own advocate to be your own guinea pig. That's what I did. You got to kind of feel through and use your intuition and allow that to guide you to where you need healing. Do you need to do some physical things? Do you need to change your diet? Do you need to do some heavy metal or parasite cleansing? Do you need to release some trapped emotions? Are you holding on to things in this life that might be kind of pulling you down into these more painful suffering frequencies? How are your thoughts? Are your thoughts spiraling? Are they negative? Do you constantly beat yourself up? Are you talking badly about yourself, in your mind? And where are you at spiritually? Are you disconnected from your higher self? Are you disconnected from God or creator or source or whatever you resonate with? Where are you at on those four levels? And ask yourself, which one do I need to tackle first? Because 95% of the time we tackle the physical and we don't even glance at the emotional, the mental, or the spiritual aspects. And so this is where I began to really dive into. And like I said, I was treating myself like my own guinea pig. I was just like, all right, well, that didn't work. So what can I try now? And I wasn't really beating myself up about it. I was just like, okay, I feel a little bit of relief here. I'm going to stick with this. All right. Now, what can I do now to get some more relief? And so my intention was to just seek relief. And then through that process, I ended up just completely healing myself, completely of my fibromyalgia. But it did take some time to do that. And I do feel if you are highly empathic, you're very sensitive to the energies around you. So you've got to ask yourself that question as well. What does my energetic system look like? Am I around devices all day? Am I around a computer? Am I around my phone? Am I around a router? Am I in fluorescent lighting? Like me, I was in a hospital. I was around a lot of electromagnetic frequencies. That's going to also play a role in your nervous system. Do you have a high demanding job? Are you stressed out? Or maybe you've just got a high demanding life and you're stressed out. You're feeling like you're being pulled in every direction and you just don't even know where to begin. And so these are some questions we need to literally sit back and ask ourselves and be more consciously self-aware of how we're treating our bodies and what is the lifestyle that we are living right now, and how can we alleviate that and provide ourselves with some more self-care. So I want to move into the light language. And what light language does is it overrides the mind and it goes straight to the body and it goes straight to the heart. And it's a language of feeling, it's a frequency. So when I speak it, a tone comes through my voice that shifts frequencies and vibration. And I don't know if you can hear it in the background, but I am playing a 528 hertz sound frequency, which is the frequency of the heart, and it actually resets and heals DNA. So I'm playing that in the background as well. And oftentimes when I speak, I harmonize with the frequencies. And so when you are listening to the light language, don't overthink what I'm saying. Just see how it feels within your body and see if things are shifting or moving. Also, see what things are coming up in your mind. Are you seeing, past lives? Are you noticing things that are coming up, maybe experiences or situations that you've had in this current life that might be coming to the surface? Take note of those things because those are what's coming to the surface that might be causing some of your pain and suffering. And those are things that might need to be addressed. And so just really tune into your body. And I know this is a different concept for many of us because we've always been so programmed to take a pill or to do something really fast or to not have patience or to disconnect, from our bodies. But really what we are all learning to do is to reconnect with our body. And so when I speak this, I will be speaking a specific frequency. So my intention is to send a frequency to each and every one of you to alleviate your pain. Now, with that said, it is also your responsibility to set an intention on how you want that pain to be released or how long you want to, because here's the thing, I can do this light language and you may feel some temporary relief, but if your thoughts and your emotions haven't been healed or moved through, then you're going to bounce right back into that frequency. So it really is up to you to do the work. And I know that that's really hard for some of us, but we want to rely on others to help heal us and to help us move through our pain, but it really just comes down to ourselves. We've got to be our own advocates and we've got to go down our own rabbit holes and have a deeper understanding. So my intention is to send you a frequency that will move you out of fibromyalgia, whether it be for the time being or that it may be for permanent. It's really up to you on how you receive this and the intention that you set as you receive it. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's take a deep breath in. We're going to take a deep breath for 3 seconds, and then we're going to hold for 3, and then we're going to breathe out for 4. One more time. All right, so I'd like for you all to take a seat somewhere, maybe lay down on your bed, somewhere comfortable for the next few minutes where you can really just soak in this light language. Allow yourself to feel whatever it needs to feel. Open yourself up to receiving these frequencies and this energy to give you relief wherever you feel that you need that now. Doshkonia nai harataka doriaskiratai. Nakakaya ratakororiataka nahi kiete. I free myself from all pain now. Gikiatai jananai hokoroto koshkiete. I no longer vibrate in the frequency of fibromyalgia or whatever pain I may be suffering with now. Kakai ajanai orotokodoi atahari akanai janahoniakai. Hahai akahahori atahahoi shiete. Nohori atahahahihianai. I feel the shifts throughout my DNA and every cell of my body now. Gaishkiatatai hitiara toro tokoro tiana shianana hikiatai. Horotokotoi shkiatai atianana horotokotia katai. Hajiatakata hikiata. I give permission to my nervous system to relax, to reset, and to balance itself out now. Honiakai atakatara takato horia nahaja haniniakai gagaja toro tokoria nahaya naheja takaha hokokoira atahashia nahadehe shikia nahia. I allow myself permission to let go of past memories, past lives, past betrayals, past hurt, past pain, past suffering, anything else that may be causing this pain throughout my body now. Kikiata yatatosh kiata hetiana hadeha doroto kotia teheshia neha. Nahashiata koto hoyata hanihejihata kahaniha doroto koya. I fill my body with love, acceptance, compassion, joy now. And I allow it to penetrate through every cell in my body. I move myself out of this frequency of pain. It no longer serves me anymore. I no longer have to hold on to the memories around this pain and these circumstances. I deserve to be pain-free. I am worthy of love and compassion. I am worthy of abundance in my life, an abundance of health, an abundance of joy, an abundance of connection. I release any thoughts around the pain that I am in now, and I cleanse those thoughts. I am healed. I am healthy. I am alive. I am vibrant. I am radiant. And I am deserving, and I am worthy of all of this now. Kikia dai jatokotoya nai. Hajatakatai na hadoria kata shikiete. Nahaya na horo tokotoya kata yana. Hajakata haikiete. I command this pain to leave me now. It no longer serves me. It is time for me to be whole. And I accept that in every single cell of my body. I believe that now. Koshkianai haratakatia de haratakanai. Hokoro to koshkia tanai hi kiaratakahai. I call in this beautiful, beautiful white light to surround me, to bubble me in this beautiful, high vibrational energy. I release anything that is causing me physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual pain now, and I let it go. I command it to leave my body, my mind, and my soul now. It has no power over me. I call my power and my spirit back into my body 100%. And I feel this deep within my cellular structure. I feel my cells moving. I feel them reprogramming towards health, happiness, joy. I am in alignment now. I feel it within every cell of my body. And I believe it with every ounce of my being. Kikianai hajata kotoriata hainiakatai kokoyataye. And so it is. Allow your body to process whatever you felt during that light language transmission. Drink plenty of water. We moved a lot of energy throughout that. And be graceful today. Allow yourself to move in a way that feels comfortable to you. If you felt that pain move out of your body, you are now in a different frequency. And if you didn't, then you might want to listen to this a few more times. And I always encourage each and every one of you to do your own research for what's best for you. I send you all so much loving, compassionate, healing energy now. Take care. You deserve to navigate your life as an empath in alignment with health, happiness, and abundance. To learn more about the services that I provide, including Beyond Quantum Healing Hypnosis, EFT Tapping, and the Emotion Code, visit my website at www.thesoulcafe.org.